So it was Saturday morning, this past Saturday morning, and I was scurrying around doing what I normally do on a Saturday morning, taking care of things in my ADHD style. I've got 3 or 4 things going on all at the same time, but I'm kind of wrapping them all up and, enjoying the weather here in the Pacific Northwest. It's kind of cooled off some. We're getting a few cloudy days with a little bit more moisture coming through, which has been such a relief. And with all of that, I've had the windows open and the doors open and the slider glass on the patio open. And I got through all of my stuff, doing all of my stuff. And just about at the tail end of it, I got sidetracked down into a spiritual rabbit hole of my spirit team talking to me and me writing down information and pendulum checking things and, doing the things that I do to spiritually figure out what the messages are, what the growth is, what the, so on and so forth thing that I do with the systems that I have. And so I was down in that deep spiritual rabbit hole, forgetting that I had left the slider glass door open. I thought maybe Peanut was outside, my dog, but she wasn't. She was tucked into her dog bed hanging out with me. And so I was so focused on my spiritual rabbit hole, and I had, forgotten about everything else going on around me because I was just so focused, and I was down in that rabbit hole and way off kind of in the back area of, environment and space and my senses and everything, way back somewhere, I heard something go crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. It was like that sound that, the plastic bag sound that plastic bags make when they're being disrupted, like when somebody's doing something with them. I heard that crinkle, 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 and I'm like, Peanut's sitting right there. Like, who is in my house? I was like, I had that oh shit moment, and then I was like, I left the glass door open. Oh shit, I didn't think anybody had come in. Like where I live, it's more like a wildlife. So like the first thing I thought is like, oh shit, a raccoon's in the house. So I very gently and gradually got up from my chair and came around into the kitchen, because the crinkle crinkle sound, I was like, oh, that's coming from the kitchen. And sure enough, I had also accidentally left the laundry door open where the pet food is at. So I'm beginning to put 2 and 2 together. I saw the slider doors open, the laundry doors open, the crinkle crinkle is coming from the laundry room door with the pet food. And as I came around the corner of the counter, furry face in front of my face, and our eyes locked, and it was the feral Momma kitty cat that I have been taking care of her and her kittens off and on for, I don't know, about six weeks, since Peanut found them, since my dog found them. So for about off and on for 6 weeks, I have been, feeding, monitoring, watering, taking care of this feral Momma cat with her kittens. And so here she was in my house. She had come all the way across the lawn. She had come inside the house and had ferreted out where the cat food was. And I'm pretty sure the crinkle crinkle was when she had put her paws on the pet food, because she was hungry and she was like signaling, hey, I want to get fed. Once our eyes locked on, and she knew that I saw her and she saw me, she was out that door like a flash. But the interesting thing is, she didn't get all the way back to her kittens where the shed was, where they were at. She stopped halfway across the lawn to make sure I was following her with food. I'm pretty sure what that was. And so kind of in those moments, I'm like, of course I'm going to feed her. So, I get the dishes out, get the food out, get that all set up, the watering, and get the whole thing, and go out there to feed her and her kittens. And, I get the food out there and I set it down, and she's off at a distance watching, making sure her kittens are getting fed. And it was this whole emotional thing that happened for me in those moments as I was doing that. Is I could not get over the fact of oh my God, she trusted me enough to come into my house and put her paws on the pet food and stick around just instantaneously enough for her to let me know that she was there and she wanted to be fed. Like, this is a cat that she won't let me get anywhere near her. She really won't let me get anywhere near her kittens. Like, the contact is enough where, I'm able to get them the food and they kind of disappear. And then when I walk away, they come back out again. But the fact that she trusted me enough to come all the way across the lawn into the house, let me know that she was there, and then go hang out in the middle of the yard, like, that did something to me, like, in the best way possible. And because I've been having this thing of like, I need to do more. I need to do more of, helping them make their situation better and catching them and, doing all the right things and making all the right things happen. Right. And it's just physically, like, this time it's just physically not possible. Like, earlier in the summer, I was able to rescue some puppies and take care of them and get them up to speed and get them into better housing and a better situation. And I thought that's what I was going to be able to do for these kittens. And just not physically possible. And so it was like, in that interaction with her trusting me getting her and her kittens fed and seeing them taken care of. And, they hung around for a couple of days, like they do. They hang around for a couple of days and then they take off and they go do their cat thing. And I think she's teaching them feral cat skills as far as, how to survive out in the wild, basically. And they come through every once in a while, and I'm able to feed them and take care of them. And I think, there was this whole thing that happened for me through it at the end of it. And it was like, the trust thing was one. She trusted me to help her out when she needed it. And then there was this sense of like, maybe I don't have to solve the whole thing for them. This time maybe it was like, I had that feeling of like, maybe this is enough. Maybe sometimes it's enough to show up at the right time, show up at the right place, do the right thing, help out just enough where it's needed, and know that's enough. Like, knowing when enough is enough. And the fact that she trusted me to do that for her when she needed me to do that for her, and that be enough, like, that also changed something in me. Like, there was a really deep shift that happened for me at that point. And I think the reason I'm sharing this story with you is just to let you know that, like, sometimes us showing up and doing the little things right at the right time, right at the right moment for people right in that instance, sometimes that's enough. Sometimes that's the whole world. Like, sometimes that in and of itself changes everything. And this is just a cautionary tale of, sometimes it's enough just to put out the cat food to help 5 kittens and their mama one day at a time or one night at a time. And sometimes that's how we get to a better space. So, okay, that's what I've got for you today, and I will see you in my next video.